Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Amanda,
Andy,
what are we doing today?
we're doing not the TV guide.
Beth, what is Not the TV Guide?
Not the TV guide is a podcast where we chat about our favourite films and TV shows, but it mainly consists of Grant ranting.
Nicely put.
Especially if there's a
No,
new Doctor Who related program
well, I've got one for Grant actually. Obviously, Grant. Obviously,
on.
apparently this found this last week actually, and I'm not going to ask Beth if she's seen this, but have you seen the Wolverine porno that's come out?
Do
The
I?
Wolverine porno.
Someone was going about it on Facebook the other day.
No, 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 I've not heard of
Wouldn't
it.
ask you, Beth. That's why. So I came across it, and I'm wondering what did you say when I told you about
Well,
that
I'm not
before?
going to be as graphic, but people can use their imaginations and see how that might end up quite painful.
Now, if people wonder tonight, I'm going to back Wolverine porno because the first couple of things for tonight is going to be very X-rated. There's a parts of his episode, aren't they, Grant?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bollocks, right? Okay, Amanda, what is his first thing you want to discuss tonight then? Right, it's going to
I've
drag the
been
conversation
rewatch,
tone down.
yeah, I've started to rewatch True Blood. On season one, and I've watched the first 7 episodes at the moment.
Right, well, obviously it's not for Grant. So, Beth, have you watched True Blood?
No, but it is on my list, and I've been meaning to watch it for ages. Is
Right.
it anything like kind of like Supernatural, Vampire Diaries, that kind of esque thing?
Kind of. When I first watched it, I remember I took it more seriously. This time, it's like I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, but I'm finding it funnier than I did when I first watched it.
I feel like
Well,
that's often the case, though, isn't it? I feel like sometimes when I rewatch stuff, I'm like, particularly Doctor Who, I'm like, this is actually just ridiculous, to be honest.
what is that? You talking about Doctor the newer ones or the older ones?
Well, even the older ones, to be fair, like in a good way, in a good way.
Yeah.
I still love them, but you do sometimes
Mm,
rewatch stuff and you're like, this is kind of
not.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's silly, isn't it?
So, Amanda,
So,
obviously to convert Beth down to watching True Blood, how are you going to sell it to her then?
There's lots of vampires, funny porn.
I was going to say, is it the important?
That's all I'm up to at the moment. I do remember that it got a bit tamer as it went on, but at the moment it's still in the funny porn stage.
Oh.
Right.
And
Not
how
sure
would
this is doing the best job of selling it to me, I won't lie.
now, Amanda, how would you sell this to Grant?
There's lots of women walking around with really short shorts on.
Oh, okay.
Do they look
Hello,
like
Pretty
Taylor?
vampire.
fancy.
Do they look like Taylor Swift? Any of them?
There's some
Sabrina
blonde people,
Carpenter.
I suppose in the right light, and if you squint a little, yeah.
There, Grant, are you sold then?
It's probably better than the war between land and sea, so maybe I'll give that a go.
Right, Amanda. Obviously, seriously, you better tell people what is True Blood about then. So, 'cause obviously, part of it is full
So
of vampire
it's
sex.
based on the books, which I haven't read, and it's about Suki Stackhouse, and she meet vampires are a thing, and everyone knows about them, and they've got like rights and things like that. And then she meets a vampire called Bill and falls in love with him, and I'm not going to go into the best of it. But there's a lot of really funny sex scenes in it. And it's not like you're going to be watching it thinking, oh yeah, that looks nice. I'd like to try that. It's just like more ridiculous and over the top.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got some examples in my note. There's the first one where there's a vampire having sex with a human woman, and he's literally growling and snarling all the way through. And I
Oh,
think it opened the first episode with that, and I was just cracking up. I was thinking, I don't know why I didn't remember this bit.
oh yeah, like.
And then
Oh.
there's another ridiculous scene where there's a human character who's called Jason who just basically goes to bed with anything that moves, and sometimes things that don't move. And he's going at it so hard with this human woman that she's like walking up and down on the bed like a rag doll. And the logistics of it just don't make any sense.
Jesus Christ. Is that, I don't even know where to start with that.
Yeah. I've got more as well. This is
Go
going
on
to be
then.
explicit, by the way, in case no one's figured that out. There's a drug called V, which is basically vampire blood that makes humans strong and a bit like vampires. And Jason goes and buys it as an alternative to Viagra, and he gets told to take just 1 or 2 drops of it and takes the whole thing. And he
Ooh.
can't get rid of his erection, and he has to go to the hospital. And the doctor's like, "Oh, it looks like an eggplant down there." So I had to Google what an eggplant looks like, and I was
Oh no,
thinking,
you
"Oh,
got some dodgy things come up.
Jesus.
Is this actually porn, by the way?
it's funny porn. It's not porn where you're going to sit down and get like nice feelings on watching it."
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
then the other example I've got in my notes is another human called Tara who's been in love with Jason for years. And then it starts to look like he might actually like her back. But then she catches him outside the bar, going at it with another woman. She throws a bag of rubbish at him, and they both just carry on covered in rubbish, throwing this rubbish at each other. No, it's definitely not him.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Beth, is there anything you want to ask Amanda otherwise then about that?
Um, is it like good characters? Because I feel like normally, like what appeals to me about shows, like the way that I kind of get behind shows is if there's kind of like a team that I can root for. Like I call it the sort of the Scooby-Doo gang effect, where there's kind of like, it's like a sort of, group cast ensemble that are a bit ridiculous that you can't help rooting for. I feel like most of the shows that I watch kind of have that in common. So is it that kind of vibe, or is it
Yeah, I think so. They're all a bit like very sort of loose morals and things like that. But the character Tara, she's best friends with Suki, and she's got a potty mouth on her. But then you see like her soft side when she's around Suki and how she wants to protect her, and she thinks
right?
that Suki can't like make good decisions for herself when she's going after Bill because he's a vampire.
Oh.
Right. Well, no, it does sound fun.
Now, didn't you start this, Amanda, because you've been listening to True Blood podcast, didn't you, as an episode of my week? Been
Yeah,
watching.
I listened to Buffy the Rewatcher, which has now just changed its name to the Rewatcher. So and they're saying that the Buffy one was season 1 and season 2 is rewatching True Blood. So I've
Oh.
been watching it week by week along with them.
Thought so. Now,
And
Grant, I have
strangely enough, their podcast is even more explicit than what I've just got into.
or what we're doing here tonight. Yeah. Now, Grant, here's a
Yeah,
question for you, mate. Would you watch this with your mum?
awkward.
I know, I don't know, because I like to watch. I've always wanted my mum watch Reacher because now she loves Reacher. Now she's finding around to watch it, so I wouldn't mind watching that with her because she'll probably be perving on him. But no, I don't know. I get a bit uncomfortable to be honest with you. Like, she'd be like, Are you into this kind of vampire sex?" And I'm like, "No."
That'll be like when I started watching American Horror Story with my dad, and there were some very strange scenes that came on there, and I didn't know where to look. And I
Yeah,
was just like, you know what? I'm not going to watch this anymore.
I
This is weird.
know.
I have to ask you, Beth, would you watch this with your parents? This?
Judging by the sound of it, probably not, funnily enough.
Now, obviously, Amanda, have you concluded season 1 then, seriously?
I don't think the big long seasons like Supernatural is, but it's not concluded yet.
Ah, fair enough. Well, so keep us informed then. Obviously, you can't mark it because it's incomplete, isn't it? So,
I can give it a 9 out of 10 for ridiculousness. I'm sure they could go even more
Yeah.
ridiculous if they wanted to, but we'll see.
fingers crossed. So, now, obviously, people wondering today, and like I said, for this episode is going to get somewhat explicit today. At least the first couple of programs are, anyway. So it kind of makes sense to carry on, really, the explicitness. And of course, people are wondering now, we're going to fish sex, aren't we, Amanda?
Unfortunately, yeah.
What's that? Fish sex.
Seamless transition there from that.
Yeah.
While we're on
Vampire
the
sex to
subject
fish
of porn.
sex, yeah.
Yeah, it's really closely related, yeah.
Now, I'll start off with, obviously, with the blurb on this, and then I'm going to I want to go to Grant first, you know, because Grant's got a pet nickname
Please
for this
don't.
program. Please do, you mean? You've set yourself up for this, Grant, is all I'm going to say.
I
All
have,
right.
yeah, I have.
No, obviously, seriously, the new Doctor Who spin-off. The Water in the Land and the Sea. It's a British science fiction television miniseries. It's been created by Russell T Davies as part of the Doctor Who franchise and the Whoverse. Starring Russell Tovey and I can't even pronounce the young actor's name, Goover. Beth, can you pronounce this? Or I'm going to stumble here.
If I can read it because I've forgotten her name. If you put it in the chat, I can have a look.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it
One minute.
what? Oh, I can't remember now.
Guga Mumra Raw. Does that sound like
That's
possible
it,
to you?
Ra. I think it's
Yeah,
Ra. I
that's
think.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Sorry, apologies there to everybody listening today. The series features units in their attempt to prevent a global war caused by the return of the Sea Devils, also named Homo. I've nearly read this as Homo erector. It was
Sea
Homo
Devils are
Aqua, yeah.
rated.
Yeah. Gemma Redgrave, Colin McFarrell, and loads of others. And it's first reported on July 24 and filmed from August to December 24 across Wales, Cardiff, and Spain. Okay, Grant, what nickname did you give this program?
I've called it. Well, it's got a few nicknames, but I mainly call it the bore, but the bore between the land and the sea. Pretty much. I find
What?
this show so boring to watch, and then the only thing that's keeping me going is this hint of fish sex. That's that they keep tangling like a hook in the ocean. Trying to get you into it
Yeah.
at the end.
What?
No, I'm just absolutely hating it so far, to be honest with you.
Why did you hate it then? Before we go on to Beth, with somewhat more positive route, or maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, I thought could be. It looked at first it was more adult-y and a bit like Torchwood because I really enjoyed Torchwood back in the day. But no, I just kind of like it's just kind of repetitive. It's all these kind of like committee meetings. Oh, this guy's a loser. He books taxis. He's not interested. I don't care about his family. I hate his daughter. She's really annoying. I don't really get the kind of sympathy for him. Really, I don't think. I think he's. I love Russell Tovey normally, but I just don't think he's very good in this. I just find him a bit miscast. Really, he's not. He's more fun. I think he's quite a fun person. He's just quite playing about a boring character. And yeah, I've just yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm just not enjoying it. I'm just really, really not enjoying it. I'm halfway through. I'm not up to date as you guys are, but yeah,
Well, you've got the best bit. You've got the best bit to come yet, Grant. And people only obviously
I did kind
timestamp
of
wise.
laugh a bit when the fish changed sex. That was quite funny. That was just like that just came out of nowhere. That bit.
Yeah, they kind of brushed over that a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless they're going to cover it again in the 5th episode, but certainly you're right, Beth. They didn't go and touch it again in 2, 3, and 4. People wondering, obviously, we're not seeing the conclusion yet, which I know
Yeah.
Grant's really looking forward to.
I'm
Aren't you,
really
Grant?
looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, Amanda.
But also, the other thing I say is I'm not that keen on the unit supporting characters either. I hated them in like the last 2 series of Doctor Who, and they just don't do anything. I mean, what do they actually do at unit? They just sit on their laptops all day. They just don't. They don't contribute anything, do they? They don't say. They'll just go, "Oh, I found this." They communicate with mushrooms or something. I don't know. Like they just come out this random thing, come out, and then she'll just go over and give it to Kate, and Kate just kind of like she just shouts a lot of people, and then she gets really insecure, and she needs like a hunky security guard to kind of give her a cuddle. That's about it. That's all they do. They don't do anything. I'm just watching it going, I don't like these people. I want the fish to win. I want to kill them all.
Do you know what's going on? What they watch, Grant, on the laptop? They're watching Dalek porn. That's why.
Yeah, probably.
I thought I'm going to move on there because I can't even imagine that. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway.
Beth,
I'll ask Beth first next then. Beth, I hope you enjoyed this bit more than miserable bastard sat next to you.
I did enjoy it.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, the thing is, I don't actually disagree with anything that Grant's saying. I totally get where he's coming from. But for me, like I did actually quite enjoy it because I just felt like we were back on track a little bit. Like it is by no means the greatest spin-off that has ever been produced in the Doctor Who universe, or the it's by no means the best bit of Doctor Who storytelling that we've had, but equally it is far from the worst. For me, it's a relatively well written coherent, well put together story, sort of, characters that even if they aren't, the most interesting characters in the world, you can get behind them. And I just think, maybe my standards have been lowered a little bit by, the previous couple of series of Doctor Who. But to be honest, I can't really be disappointed, bearing in mind the absolute sort of garbage that was the last episode of the last few episodes of Doctor Who. Like, I can't really be disappointed with this, because I was actually watching it sort of, actually getting into it, and not kind of every 5 minutes going, oh well, this is ridiculous, oh well, that's stupid, oh well,
that's shite, yeah, fuck off.
Like, at least I was
stuff like that,
I was actually sat there watching it, relatively engaged, relatively interested in, enjoying the story. Like, it's not the best, but it's well worth the watch, I think, in comparison to, some of the Doctor Who episodes that we've had. I honestly do think that it's worth a watch. And I think it's quite interesting to see, something that might be going on Earth without the Doctor. I always think it's quite interesting to see what the kind of the unit people are getting up to when the Doctor's not around, the kind of like crises that might arise when the Doctor's not there, that humanity has to try and solve for itself. I mean, it's never going to live up to the standards of like Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood, unfortunately. I just think those days are gone, I think that was a real sort of golden era. But I do think it was a mighty effort, and I think Russell T Davies has redeemed himself a little bit, as far as I'm concerned. It was a good effort, I can't give it full marks, but it's a good effort medal, it's a participation medal.
yeah.
Before I pass my comments, Amanda, what have you got to answer that?
I can't give too much away because Grant's not seen it, but I have to mention the last line that cracked me up.
Oh yeah, go on. You've got to mention it. Yeah, it's one of the best quotes in this as well.
I'll find you. You'll never swim alone.
Yeah, that's when after Salt's gone on the run again. That's all I'm going to say in the lake. And that absolutely, I was just sat there thinking that I was wetting myself on that. Did you like that last line,
that's not
Beth?
Romantic. You've never said that to me.
It was very over dramatic, but yeah, no, it was
Yeah. Oh, Amanda, is there anything else you want to add about this as well before I give a bit of my mixed commentary on it?
Not really, because I don't want to give too much away.
Oh, just give it away.
More bid checks to come.
No, I didn't want there to be fish checks because I thought it was going to be like really cheap and tacky, but I think they did it really well.
Hang on, you're talking about Russell T Davies here.
It wasn't
Russell T Davies being cheap and tacky. Never. Oh God, well, I better give my thoughts on it. Okay, to be honest, I did actually really like Russell. I did like Russell Tovey as Barclay, and I thought he does play the everyman character really well. And it's the first thing I've seen him in a few years for me, to be honest, but I really enjoyed him in that. I thought Kate Leveridge Stewart, obviously played by Gemma Redgrave again, was really good. But you're right. I think she does shout a lot sometimes, but she's got a good presence on screen. She's always good in that. It was nice to see her have an Avenger man as the Doctor. But also, she's one of the biggest weaknesses in the program for me as well. I have to ask both. There's spoilers here, fortunately. Beth, I'll ask you first, and then Grant. Colonel Christopher Abram, her fella, who remembered his name when he got killed? I didn't.
I did remember him. The thing is, unfortunately, I can't really say that I was that devastated that he was killed, because I've never really liked him and Kate together, mainly because I just think they look really awkward together. I just don't think they like. She looked like, not meaning to be ageist or anything, but I just think she looks a lot older than him. And it just kind of gives me the ick a little bit when I see them together. I'm like, I don't think they vibe very well together.
Yeah. That's my fault.
I mean, obviously nothing wrong necessarily with an age gap relationship, and I don't know how old they actually are, but I just think she looks a little bit older than him, and it just doesn't really work aesthetically sometimes when I see them together.
Yeah.
Can't say that I was that devastated that he died. I think it had a nice kind of dramatic
Well, that's good
effect.
to
But I
hear.
don't know if it was like, that devastating for people, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
they needed to build up their relationship more, really, if they were going to
No. Yeah.
do
That's
that.
what they
Yeah.
didn't do, because you think about it, like you all think of Torchwood Children of Earth when Yanto and obviously Captain Jack were
Oh,
in a
yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed Yanto. What was it, about episode 3? Was it 4? But when they killed him off, it was generally heartbreaking. 'Cause
Devastating.
yeah, but you really knew his character. I didn't know his curb labourer at all. That was my problem I had with that. I felt almost came away after this. Thought, I told you this, Amanda. We didn't
Yeah.
we didn't know his name, did we?
No, like I said to you earlier, I felt more devastated for her losing him, but I didn't really feel devastated about him dying because I didn't know him.
Yeah. Now I have to ask, obviously, both Beth and Grant this, because I think Amanda's a bit more nicer than I am in this. But I was really uncomfortable in the scenes with Barclay and his ex-wife.
Well, yeah.
It didn't. I felt really uncomfortable with that, because I thought it was like it just did. It didn't seem to click with me at all. It didn't, that bit there. But
Do you mean
I don't know.
like?
yeah,
Do you
no,
mean in the sense that like
In
you
the
found
hotel.
it strange
yeah,
that they were still so
yeah,
close, or
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't. They seemed a lot closer than I would have thought an ex-couple would have been. Really, it
I
just
feel
it's
like she's one of those women that like stays friends with her ex and doesn't want him, and then it looks like there's another woman interested, and then suddenly she wants to get back with him.
Yeah.
I don't want to give
It
too many
just,
spoilers away, Grant. You've got this pleasure to come with episode 4, but she also came across as a bit of a plonker as well, which did irritate
oh,
me a
yeah,
lot in the 4th episode.
okay.
I will
yeah.
let
Yeah.
you.
I'm not,
I know what you mean. I didn't really like, to be
no.
honest, like Grant, I wasn't really that interested in his family.
No.
I'm more interested in like the relationship between him and Salt, and I think they need to do more of that, really.
Yeah. The
Because
sex bit.
I'm not really that interested in his ex and all of that. So
Amanda, how did you feel about the
Yeah,
relationship between Barclay and Salt? I found that really weird. It's
I
did
did at first, but then it kind of felt romantic. They're like going on a run together, and it's like them against the world, literally. And then I
yeah,
thought, oh God, they're gonna like show like graphic scenes, and they
Yeah.
didn't. They did it really well, so they didn't have to, cheapen it.
Need a
And
fish
then they
there.
ruined it with the last line at the end.
Do you not have a fish baby?
not yet. Well, the question is, Grant, did he have it with chips?
Yeah.
Well, I
Sorry.
can't go to the chippy again for a while now after that.
one thing I did not expect on this podcast is that we'd be discussing the possibility of like like the genetic compatibility of Homo aqua and Homo sapien.
Oh,
Yeah.
Beth, I have to ask you, obviously, because I want to make a point in this, actually. You talked about this more last time, so obviously about the change in the name, or the way they did it from the Sea Devils to this, what they came out
Mm.
with. Did you think that worked?
I did, yeah, because I think I get why the scientific name that they've been given is Homo aqua, but I think because they did mention at one point like, oh, we used to call them sea devils, so I think like they needed to play into more the idea
Yeah.
of like sea devils being like a racist term.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they were going to use that, I think they needed to sort of like play into that more. Maybe they will in episode 5, I don't know, but the idea that kind of like, the general public, if somebody calls them sea devils, they're probably a bit of a bigger, if you know what I mean. It could be like,
Yeah.
a derogatory term or whatever.
Mhm.
Maybe they will get into that a bit more, I don't know, but like I think they needed to kind of make that distinction a little bit more, because that could have been quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great. What do you think of that, Grant? Because I know you ranted about that last time, didn't you, a bit on the last podcast? Grant's rants,
No, I
right?
think I understand for a bit, like, because they do look very different from the original Sea Devil design. So I understand what they've gone with it a bit. But I mean, Sea Devils used to quite scare me as a kid. I remember during the Koi episode when they came out of the sea, I was actually quite scared of them when I was a kid. But yeah, now they're too sexy now, aren't they? They need to- So
That's
I,
one way
I
of
think that
putting it.
works well actually for the change. But yeah, well, first when I read it, first, I thought that's just stupid. But now actually watching the show, I get why they did the change. It does make sense. But yeah.
Yeah. Amanda, is there anything else you want to add?
No.
Beth, are you anything else you want to rant about to steal Grant's
Um,
spotlight?
Not really. The only other thing that I was going to mention, because it's like unrelated but vaguely related, is I actually went to see a Doctor Who themed like adult panto with my friend the other
Oh
day.
yeah, oh yeah.
They're called the Who Cabaret or something, and it's
Oh yeah, is it the Gallifrey and Cabaret or something? I heard
The
it advertised.
Gallifrey
Yeah,
Cabaret, yeah, and
yeah, yeah,
it was so good. I'll have to send you the link of there's a song that the woman, because they all kind of play a character from Doctor Who, and there's a woman
yeah.
that plays Kate Lethbridge Stewart, and she does kind of like an intro song that's like a rap when she comes on, and it's like it is so funny. I'll have to
Really?
send you the link to it.
Yeah,
It's brilliant. But
yeah. I've
no,
seen bits of it
that
on
was a right
TikTok. It
laugh.
looks quite fun. Yeah, because a lot of drag queens, isn't it, and stuff like that, isn't it? It's really like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great night. So I'll have to send you a link to
Yeah,
Oh,
to
cool.
that. It was
yeah.
brilliant.
It sounds more fun than the last season two of Doctor Who. Anyway, Beth.
I think it was.
Grant, is there anything else you want to add?
No, no, no. I think that night was on when we were doing Speakeasy actually. I think because I nearly got a free ticket for it, but I couldn't go. So yeah, we could have gone and seen it, Beth, together.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if you give us notice, Grant, well, all four of us are going to probably enjoy it more, to be honest. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway, so okay, well, people about offices. Well, me, Amanda, and Beth have seen episode 4. Grant's not watched any of it, so Grant can't really give a mark here.
I watched 2.5 episodes, and it was a slog, honestly.
Right, well, give us your mark out of 10 then, Grant. What little you've seen.
I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
I knew you would. Beth,
Oh, that's cruel.
Beth, what
I'll
do
give it a 7.
All right.
Amanda?
I think I'll go with 7 as well.
Yeah, I think seven for me as well, to be honest. So.
I might get to 7 if there's some actual fish sex when I watch it. The last 2
Oh.
episodes.
So what do
I'll
you
give
want?
it a
You're
7.
Do you want?
obsessed with fish sex.
You do realise,
Sorry?
Grant, the last episode's an hour, so you might get if you
You're
get
joking.
40, if you get 45 minutes of fish orgy, are you going to be happy then?
Yeah, that'd be great. Lots of fish bonking.
Oh, I'm not going to move. Let's move on, okay? Right. Well,
Yeah.
in the next program, we're going to talk about. Thankfully, not that I remember, there was no explicit sex scenes in it.
Yay.
Oh,
Of course, people wondering we've all watched, or I presume we've all watched the first part 1 of Stranger Things.
oh yeah.
Now, obviously, people wonder about Stranger Things. Stranger Things is a Netflix sci-fi horror drama set in the 1980s, following a group of kids in Hawkins, Indiana, who uncover supernatural forces, government conspiracies, and a parallel dimension known as the Upside Down. Right, I've got a couple of quotes here, and I think Amanda's got something as well. Beth, how many streams did they get in the first 5 days of Netflix on this?
Oh God. I dread to think probably maybe even in the millions. I'm not sure.
Higher,
Billion?
not quite, lower.
Like,
Was it like 800 billion or something?
No, it's 59.6 million streams in the first 5 days of Netflix.
Oh wow.
oh,
Yeah, now, Amanda, The Independent, they, true or false, they say the show has gone full Marvel, highlighting its blockbuster scale and darker
Mhm.
tone, but questions whether it can stick the ending.
True.
Correct. Now, Grant, one for you as well. I'm just
Go
going to
on.
get this one up. What is the average mark on Rotten Tomatoes for this?
Oh, is it in the 80% or something?
It's 84%, actually.
Ooh, that's
But
not
actually, no, it's 90%. Actually, I'm blind here. Sorry, I read it wrong then.
Oh, right, okay.
90% in total for the full series and 84% on the 5th series. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so, right, okay. I'm going to start with Grant this time. what
Okay.
did you think to part 1, season 5 of Stranger Things?
Ooh.
Now, are you going to be positive here, or are you going to be ranting Grant?
No, I've got nothing to rant about. I love Stranger Things. So yeah, I was no, I really enjoyed the first half of it. I was the only thing I'll say is it started off a bit slow the first episode, but then I felt like it was quite good to do a bit of a palate cleanser, to see what was going on because it'd been about 2 years, isn't it, since the last series? Isn't it 2.5 years?
Nearly
And
3 years, nearly 3 years
I
now,
was
would you
nearly
believe?
3 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously the writers and actors strike as well delayed it by quite a bit. So yeah, it was good to kind of remember what kind of happened. Like I completely forgot about Robin having a girlfriend. I completely forgot. So
The
I
only
was
one,
like,
not
yeah,
the only one.
yeah. Then I went, oh yeah, she was in the band or in Sue's, and even that bully, I forgot about him as well. That bully that was after Dustin. So it was kind of good to get back with all the characters. It was just good catching up with all the characters because that's the best strong thing about the show is the ensemble. But it's such a brilliant cast. You love all the characters, and and then um, and then when it got going, the main story, I really liked the cool concept of that kind of Mr. What's-it. I thought that was really cool. The kind of imaginary friend that was kind of evil. I thought that was really cool. That was quite a scary concept, wasn't it? To see kids being like Nordstrom. And I love that new guy, the kid Ned. Him.
Oh, I hated him.
Yeah.
I
No,
absolutely
I absolutely loved
despised
him.
him. I so
He's my new
wanted him
favorite
dead.
character.
I so wanted
No,
him
I
dead
loved
in the
it.
first 10 minutes.
You're cruel.
All right, it's fucking irritating. Well, I can't say Littlefoot either, right? So,
No, no.
so
And I do love Lucas's little sister Erica when she was like drugging them.
Oh, she's my
I was
favorite.
hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But the
yeah,
thing
she's
is, like, she's
brilliant.
like she's like in her early 20s now, isn't she? She's meant to be playing a 14-year-old or something.
Uh,
It's quite
well,
funny when you see her in school and she's
it's a
like
big
doing
problem you've
a
got with that
times
series.
table.
Because of the
Well,
delay beating, a lot of the major characters are all in the 20s now, and they're meant to be like 10 or 11. So
yeah,
I think
yeah,
you've got to suspend a lot of disbelief now.
you do, don't
Well,
you? Yeah, they're just
it's just because it's
yeah.
been delayed to 5 seasons. It's I can't hate him for it. Now, Beth, how did you enjoy it seeing Linda Hamilton come into it as a major baddie?
Yeah, I thought she was good. I kind of felt like she came a little bit out of nowhere though, because
Mhm.
I was sort of trying to remember if I'd seen her before. And I was like, was she in the previous series? And then I was like, I don't think she was. So that was kind of a little bit confusing to me. I think they should have kind of stuck with like I mean they did have the other guy in who was kind of like the villain
Mhm.
last series as well, but I think they maybe should have kind of stuck with him or
Yeah.
kind of pre-existing characters. That is my kind of main sort of critique of Stranger Things is that I feel like they keep bringing new characters in only to kill them instead of like
Yeah.
killing the original cast. Like they kind of brought Eddie in just to
Kill it.
kill him
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
realistically it should have been Steve really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, as the kind of like
Mm.
hero to Dustin. But yeah, I on the whole I loved it. I thought it was great.
Did you start from series one? I can't remember. Did you start from the?
Yeah. So I've kind of binge watched. I'd already watched series one a while ago, and then I kind of
Yeah.
binge watched from series two onwards over the last like couple of months.
Oh, cool.
So it's all kind of relatively fresh. And I don't know, maybe this comes from having watched it all in a binge watch, but I do feel like it's kind of maybe changed a bit too much from the show that it originally was. I
Mm.
think mostly for the better. I do like the direction that it's gone in, but sometimes I still think they could sort of explain everything a bit more and get a little bit more scientific with it. I think
Yeah.
this is just my sort of preferring sci-fi to anything
Mhm.
kind of unexplained and like
Yeah.
fantasy. But I kind of want to know more about, scientifically how they have given these children powers, how Vecna
Oh, yeah.
was born with powers. I want to know the
Yeah.
science behind it. I want to know a little bit more
Mhm.
about, how that came to be and what the upside down actually is.
Mhm.
Is it just sort of an alternative dimension or what actually is it? Because I don't think they've really gone into that much. Like did 11 create it, or was it just kind of, did she just sort of tap into it? Like
Mm.
I feel like there's still some kind of
Yeah,
unanswered
there's some unanswered questions, aren't there? Yeah, yeah.
questions. I don't know whether they are going to answer them finally
Mm.
by the
Yeah,
finale, but like there's still
yeah.
one or two things that don't 100% add up to
Mhm.
me. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I did really, really enjoy it. It's a great series.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's a good point. I think it. I want to know what Amanda thinks. Right off my comments. Is Amanda, have you got anything to add?
I think it makes sense just to watch it without trying to understand it and just not really worry too much about it.
Yeah, I think sometimes with it, you just let it go, just let it flow, don't you? And
Yeah.
I'm a bit annoyed at Netflix. I'm very annoyed at Netflix in this. But Grant's the expert on this after suffering
Go on.
Cobra Kai split into three parts, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And it did irritate me a lot, that, don't you? The fact was, they stopped it. Obviously, I knew that you could feel in the fourth episode it obviously was time for a break there.
yeah.
Obviously, it was final battle. But I don't
Mm.
like the fact where you got one Boxing Day, five episodes, 5, 6, and 7 all coming out.
Yeah.
Obviously, then like it's going to be, I said, then obviously like that. That's it then. And then episode 8 comes out. What is it? For New Year's Day, don't they, or
Yeah, I
something?
think
So
New Year's Day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it seemed a lot to me, John. So that's why. But hey, well, it's what it is, I suppose, isn't it? Some of
Mhm.
it. So,
It's what
but
they want people more subscribers, don't they? They don't want people to cancel before Christmas, do they? So
no,
that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, that's what they're scared of it. How do you all feel? And I'll ask you this first, Grant. Okay, obviously
Go on.
it was a slow burner this
Mm.
for part one, but it had me. I think when Sadie Sink's character came, Max came back into it again.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah,
Amazing character.
have you seen what character she's been playing next after this series finishes?
Oh, she's in Spider-Man, isn't she?
Yeah, do you know what
Yeah.
character she's playing?
I don't know what the character is. No, no.
It's
Is
been
it?
confirmed she's playing Phoenix, Jean Grey.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Ooh.
That's why I think it's an interesting choice actually, that for that young
Yeah.
actress. That so
Yeah.
that's why. So
Well, she is a
anyway,
redhead, so it
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, true. So, but I'll ask you, Grant, how did you feel? Do you think it was a bit of a slow burner this four part? It had me probably right by about the third, but the first two
Yeah.
did seem to be a bit of a chore in places. But I didn't mind it. Set the scene really.
No, I didn't mind it because it was good to set the scene and then recatch up with characters. It's love spending time with them, so it's good, isn't it, when you see that? And what I like seeing what Robin was up to on the radio and stuff like that. It was pretty cool, and I was impressed that Jonathan's a Fall fan. I liked his Fall t-shirt, so that was quite good.
Yeah,
I
no.
bet there's loads of people going, "Who the hell are that band?" when watching it, but no, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
but
good.
no, I love that kind of that Vector dream world as well. I thought that was really cool. Like being trapped in the kind of he's kind of based on Freddy Krueger, isn't he? A bit Vector, so it's
Yeah,
kind of like it was
yeah,
quite cool that there was like Max was just running away from him and all that. Love the visuals of all that. That was really cool, and
yeah.
yeah, and
Amanda,
but they gone so.
sorry, go back. Pardon me. I was going to ask you next. Thing. You watched the conclusion to it and me, and you passed a comment to me, didn't you, about what you thought the ending was like? You want to tell people what you told me?
Oh,
Yeah, I think if it had ended a minute sooner, I'd have been like, no, you can't end it like that. It kind of wrapped it up a little bit, just enough to get you through it, so you can stand waiting.
Yeah, that's pretty well my thoughts, and I thought they finished it at the right time because I thought they were really going to do something that just leave you dangling there, say with all the kids in peril and stuff. And I thought so they didn't. They wiped out all the
no,
monsters
no,
then. And Beth, how did you feel about what they did with Will at the end of it?
Oh, I thought it was a great twist, but again,
yeah,
like I don't think I mean, presumably they are going to explain it, but again, I don't think they've really explained it. Like, how has, I mean, presumably it has something to do with him having been in the Upside Down and, being
mhm,
like attacked by Vecna and being part of Vecna and all of that. But like,
mhm,
how has Will now suddenly developed powers? Like
mhm,
it was awesome. Like it was a great twist, and I thought it was really well executed. Like I loved the panning shot from Mike, seeing it from
yeah,
his perspective, and then like panning over to Will, and
mm,
then his eyes were obviously rolling back. I thought it was great. I thought it was really well done and really well revealed and a brilliant twist. And I like the
um,
fact that he has powers because he's finally come into his own. Because I feel
yeah,
like I've been complaining, that they don't really give Will enough to do. You know, ever since he's come back, he's not really been like the most important character, but
No.
I feel like finally he's kind of obviously going to come into his own. So I think it'll be interesting to see sort of what they say about that and how they explain it and what, you know, what his role is now going to be. I thought it was an awesome twist.
Yeah, same for me as well. To be honest. It's a good twist, but they've got work to do with it. But they've got 4 episodes to go, haven't they? And the rumor has it at least one of the episodes in 5 to 7 is going to go on from 90 minutes to 2 hours. So there's some
Yeah.
some
I think the
lengthy
last
episodes.
episode's 2.5 hours, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
I've heard that as well. So it's
Yeah.
going to be some lengthy stuff to come, and they've got time to do it. So let's hope they do it. So,
Yeah.
right, I've got nothing else I want to say. So, Grant, is there anything else you want to say about this?
No, bring on part 2, please.
Yeah, and Beth, you the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Amanda?
Yeah. Don't kill Dustin either.
Oh, kill Dustin off, yeah.
Don't
Slice
kill
him in half.
anybody.
Kill a lot. Amanda's word is
No.
everybody dies, right?
No, I
no.
don't want anyone to die.
I know.
So, right, service, let's give us a mark then, okay? And I've just seen the timer is also probably a good time to take a quick break after this as well. So, okay, Amanda.
I'm going to give it 8.5.
Beth?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 as well.
I think I'm going to go 8.5 as well. Miserable bastard. What are you going to give it?
8.25.
Oh, you knew you would, right?
Just to be a bastard.
Oh, I know that.
To be
You've
the
got
vector in the corner.
definitely Vector in the corner there. Right, guys. Yeah, but we're going to take a quick break here, okay? We're going to when we come back, we've got a few more bits and pieces to go through, but I can promise you now, they probably won't go on as long, okay? So we will see you all in 2 shakes of the dice.
Bye.
Bye.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.